Welcome to all the participants today. I would like to thank you for taking out time on a busy Wednesday evening to come and listen to us and hear us talk about the school. So I would like to start by giving an overview of soil and how soil has evolved. I will then talk through some of the differentiating factors over here. We'll also have a Q&A session towards the end, where we'll have 15-20 minutes for you to ask all your questions during this conversation. So, for those of you who don't know that much about soil, let me start by giving a quick introduction. So, Soil is a 12-year-old business school, and it is based out of Delhi NCR. It started in the year 2008. There was a bunch of companies that came together, almost 35 corporates who came together to start this wonderful institution. And over the last many years, we've evolved in the program design that we deliver here at Soil. So we started off as a 1 year program and a B school that only took students with prior work experience, wherein we had minimum of 2 years of experience. And then just 3 years back, we decided to reach out to a younger audience, and that's where we started the PGDM program. So we have two campuses in Delhi NCR, and both of these are in Gurgaon and the new Gurgaon area. These are both wonderful campuses. One is right in the heart of the city, and another one is about 15 kilometers from the heart of the city on the national highway itself. Coming to some of the differentiating factors on soil, and our uniqueness, there are 5 or 6 areas that all of you should know how soil is different, right? The first is in how we teach leadership. So at Soil, there are these 6 values that we really believe in. And I don't know how many of you are aware and have been to our website, but the first one is, awareness, right? So that's the A. And we call these the A, B, C, D, E, the 5 values. We also now have a 6th value that I'll come to. But awareness is about being more aware, being more, knowing yourself and knowing your strengths. So all of you have a lot of potential, but a lot of business schools in India only look at the analytical capability, right? So when you are taking an entrance exam, you are only tested on your analytical side. There's hardly any testing on your, how mindful are you, how good are you as a leader, are you compassionate, because apart from analytical capabilities, there are many other capabilities that are very, very important. And awareness is what Soil teaches, and how they teach this is through doing a lot of workshops within the business school. Every morning we start our day with the morning circle, which is very, very different compared to all other business schools. All the faculty, all the students come together. We have a circle of sharing every morning. The second big area is balance, right? So we are one of the only schools that teaches yoga and mindfulness. We have a lot of you know sessions on Indian spirituality from, and these are from different religions. So we're not a religious school, but what we are is a very spiritual institution. So we talk about different Indian values that were taught many, many centuries back, and we are trying to bring that back to, in terms of our teaching methodology and how we teach that. We also have a lot of conversations around compassion. So compassion is around how can we be more compassionate to our fellow community, to our fellow students around us, to the people who are not as fortunate as us. So every week, our students will go out and work with the local not-for-profit organizations. This is while doing their regular classes, but they will go and practice compassion by really studying, with the not-for-profit sector. We also have a lot of focus on diversity. So you'll see this year our class size is almost 45%, women participants, and we really focus on the diverse aspect of getting more being gender equal, right? So we're one of the only schools that will have such a high gender ratio when it comes to and providing a safe environment for all women here on campus. We have separate hostels both for boys and girls, and we are very, very mindful of this whole objective, where we have a lot of women attendees. And the last is ethics, right? So ethics is something we really believe in, and we teach it every day. So we really value students, and who are going to be talking about ethical and integral methods going forward. The companies that we choose to recruit at Soil are also companies that have very, very high ethical standards and are led by very, very good leaders. I will now come to our curriculum design, and I will let Dr. Vidya also talk about it, but let me give you a quick overview. Compared to any other business school that only focuses on the management side of things, here at the School of Business Design, we actually focus on three areas. The first is management, the second is liberal arts, and the third is design thinking. Now, liberal arts and design thinking are key differentiating factors that are not taught in any other business school. And these are not merely subjects that we teach, but these are, in fact, the philosophy behind how we teach all the courses, right? So there's a difference to that. And mind you, design thinking is not the same as design, right? Design thinking is all about innovation. Design thinking is the latest methodology being used by the top companies and the top organizations globally to train their workforce in India and globally. So if you look at design thinking, you have the Stanford Design School, you have the Hassenplatter School in Europe, and these are top two schools globally. Soil School of Business Design program is the first program in India to have got inspired from these two schools and offer this in India. When it comes to management, we still offer more courses on management than any other B school, and we're very mindful of that. Just because we have these three areas doesn't mean that we are diluting the management aspect, right? In management, you'll get an option to choose a specialization in analytics, in marketing, in finance, HR, or as a fifth option, a general uh, program as well, where you could take minors and majors from any of those areas. But I would now like to call on Dr. Vidya Iyer, who's our director for the PGDM campus, to take you through the academic journey and what should students expect when they come on campus, right? And how will their 2 years pan out? Because this is what you really need to know about, and how Soil is and this program is different. So thank you, Vidya, and it'll be nice for you to share this.
Thank you very much, Sahil, and welcome everybody. Good evening, right? So, on behalf of Soil School of Business Design, it's truly very inspiring, when I have to talk about a curriculum design, which is what I stand for, literally. Uh, After having seen many other B schools as a teacher and as an observer, let me vouch that we are doing things which are not just lip say, but seriously things which make a difference to every student that comes in. Innovation has been well harped around, so we are not again going back to say innovation. We have tools from design thinking, we have workshops, we literally have 180 hours where students do it physically. You learn when you do better, right? So we just don't believe in know and do, we believe in do and then learn as well. So that's one workshop which goes very much deeper into cultivating innovation and creative thinking. And sorry, you did somebody say something? Okay. Besides that, we also have experiential program where we wanted our students to not just sit in the class, know the subjects, listen from faculty, or do classroom based study, or secondary study and so on. We want that students go out. We have 416 hours mapped in the entire journey of a student at SOBD, who does this study outside the class. You go into the markets, you go into organization, you go into your people with the community orientation. You learn what management is practiced around you, because management is not something which is in ethereal space. It all happens around us. So our curriculum is meant to help a student learn from his or her surrounding, give it back in a way to the society, that you appreciate what you do as well as you get appreciated for what you do. And we very, very carefully crafted this learning design, keeping in mind the AICTE prerequisites of a model curriculum. We go by that. We have about 33 core courses, I mean, all those courses which every student takes. And we also have elective courses for every student. You know, again, a bucket from where the students choose, and they end up doing 13 courses. These 13 courses help you come up to speed to say that you can deliver something as a specialization. And the core is something that all of us as MBAs will have to be ready with when we go out and deliver in the corporate. So the learning journey begins like this. You join us, we put you through your orientation time. We help you pick up the basics, the regular instruments of management that we can call, the boot camps of knowing each other, cross culture integration, and learning the world outside. And then a very planned way of adding experiential learning, where every Friday is devoted for experiential work. And we have rolled in development of a student towards he or she becoming very, very employable. There is a dedicated career development team which helps you with 130 to 150 hours of preparing you for various interviews, various career choices, helps you choose careers based on your strengths, your developments that you've shown while at soil. And we have these things which come as a unique combination. They all sit in so well that you are not dissecting and learning, I did this. They're just falling into the flow, and the student, by virtue of going through the journey, emerges very well groomed. And we're not saying this because we have a design. We're saying this out of experience, where we have had students come up, do what they really aspire to do as testimonials. And that's about what a career should start off when you come to soil. And the
Wonderful.
learning is there for people to understand that I have not learned from books, I have learned for life. When you go to a B school, you don't just learn to graduate. You learn to graduate from one level of life to another level of life. And for most people, a B school is the culminating degree, as we call. Very, very rarely people pursue another MBA or a PhD or any other course. So this has to cater to a lifelong learning set. That's our aim.
Wonderful.
And we really have put in a lot of research and crafted this course. So I think I'll give it up to Sahil to now add his, elements and words of wisdom. Thanks,
Yeah.
Sahil.
Thank you, Dr. Iyer. So, we, as Dr. Iyer just mentioned, we have 6 terms in the program. Three terms in year one and 3 terms in year two. Term one is all about the foundations, and we call it the core here at the Soil School of Business Design. Now, core is all about like a mini MBA, right? Any MBA program globally or in India, the first term is the most, the toughest in terms of workload. And if and anyone who's goes through term one comes out as totally refreshed. And if you don't do anything else in your 2 years, but you do your term one really well, you're very well sorted for the entire 2 years, right? So term one in any MBA school across the world is the toughest term, and even here at SOBD, it's very, very similar. In term one, we will provide you subjects not only on management, but also subjects like psychology. We will have subjects on liberal arts, right? So these are very, very different subjects. Coming back to, I think, what Dr. Iyer mentioned, we also have a one, telling you typically what happens in the life of a student, right, here on campus. And I can give you like a weekly schedule for that. So we typically have classes Monday to Thursdays, where there would be between 3 to 4.5 hours of classes every day on campus. And these are typically done in the mornings, and then the afternoons are left for you to work in on group projects together during the day, right? So you can work Monday to Thursday on group projects during the afternoon and evenings, because there's a lot of workload after the class as well. Fridays are typically done, called experiential Fridays on campus. So, we will have a lot of different alternate events. Sometimes we'll, do a visit to a museum close by. Sometimes we'll call, a classical dancer to come and perform in the, in our auditorium. Sometimes we'll have a musical concert. Sometimes we'll have a sports Olympiad that we'll do for all the students. So Fridays are all about fun and about how you can sort of experience that more with everyone, with all your classmates, and also learn from the world outside. Saturdays are typically meant for careers day, so that is a day when you will spend on uh, brushing up all your concept, preparing for interviews, looking at academies that you'll all be part of, and brushing up basic concepts to do with industry. Obviously the weekends are also spent preparing for the next week, especially during the term 1 and term 2, where you're getting ready for the program, right? And for the next week, because the workload every week is pretty high. Not only are subjects taught to you in class, but also there's a lot of workload given after the class that we encourage students to get into groups to work together on. Now, why do we do group exercises? Well, we do group exercises because when you work in a corporate organization right after business school, you'll all be working in groups together, and we try and make these groups as diverse as possible, right? So we'll have someone from the north, someone from the south, someone from different companies, someone who's a fresher, someone who's got experience, all part of the same group. And this group will remain in all of term 1. You'll have the same group of students that will work. These groups are typically groups of 4 to 6 students who will work together. And this makes it very exciting because your first group is what you actually make friends for life. I remember when I did my MBA program in the US, it was very similar. And my group of friends that we have is very, very close, and I still share my entire life journey with them even now. Coming to campus life, right? So, for those of you who haven't seen the campus and don't know much about Gurgaon, I can tell you that Gurgaon is a fantastic city to be in. I've been living here for the past 15 years, and it's a very, very cosmopolitan city. So it's an amazing city. So Bangalore is the number one city when it comes to techie, for technology jobs. But when it comes to marketing, when it comes to digital, when it comes to startup, Gurgaon is the most prominent city in India now. And the culture is extremely vibrant as well, right? So there are a lot of people who come from all across India to come and work in Gurgaon. It's home to almost 1,000 multinationals who have their base here. Now, our Manesar campus, which is the new Gurgaon campus that we have, is only 18 kilometers on the highway itself from Gurgaon, right? So it's not that we are somewhere in the interiors, right? So we are part of this township called IMT, which is where all the Japanese multinationals are. In fact, the Japanese companies are the ones who formed this city. It's called the Integrated Model Township, IMT. And we are in the institutional area, and right next to us we have the Aadhaar building, which is a UADI building. We also have the Institute of Company Corporate Affairs right next to us. So it's a very unique location, and like I mentioned, our campus is extremely safe for women participants. Once you are here, we go out of the way to ensure that we offer a very, very homely environment to all our students who come here to study. We have shuttle services running to the hostel. The hostel is less than a kilometer away, which is also run by us. And between the campus and the hostel, we have shuttle services going 2, 3 times a day, right? So you can hop on, hop off, come to campus, work here, go back to the hostel. Uh, Once a week, we will organize, like I mentioned, trips to a museum, maybe to the, to the mall nearby. For those of you who want to, go see a movie over the weekend, do something or mingle around. So all of that is part of, the entire experience of staying here. We have being in Gurgaon has a big advantage because we get a lot of people from industry to come visit us and to come, so we'll almost have one or two industry people on campus every week. They'll come and talk to you, they'll come and mentor you, they'll come and speak to you. So a lot of that goes on as well, right? Um, Okay, for those of you who haven't seen this campus, it's a beautiful campus, was built only 3 years back, has the latest technology, the latest classroom atmosphere. And when you experience this classroom, it will be like a very, very different experience. It won't be like you'll feel that you're actually in a corporate, already working in a corporate environment. So for example, all our tables in the classroom, they're all movable, again, based on the design thinking philosophy, because the faculty actually gets the tables to move based on any group activity. So if there are groups of 6 students, they will actually put those, 3 tables together. If they want a like regular lecture, then they'll space the tables out. Every wall and every table you can also write on, while you're ideating. There are a lot of whiteboards that we have in classroom, right? So you can take a whiteboard when you're working on group exercises, ideate on that, write on that, and see what your thoughts are coming. So this whole thing around innovation, we have a lot of tools to actually in class to help you, work on that, right? And this is compared to a typical business school classroom where you'll have only a chalkboard, you'll have a professor who's giving a one-way lecture to you. Over here, you will have all the tools that are required to really ideate, think through, and work on innovative ideas together, right? Okay, so I want to quickly cover placements and scholarships, and then we'll start by taking all your questions. So the legacy of soil, and I'll talk about the 1 year program. For the 1 year program, our average salary every year is 10.5 to 10.8 lakhs. This year, I believe, because of the pandemic, it's come down slightly to 10.3 lakhs on average. The highest package was offered by Emphasis on campus, where we got 17.5 lakhs. And there were many students who got chosen, at Emphasis. There are some, there are almost 40 companies who have visited campus so far for the 1 year program, and the placements have been really excellent. Almost, I believe, 70% of the class is now placed when it comes to the 1 year program, right? On the 2 year program, our average CTC this year is 9.2 lakhs, if I'm not mistaken. Uh, there are the same companies that have come for the 1 year program have also come to the 2 year program, right? So it's not that we have a different set of companies because it's under the same soil brand name. Obviously, because in the 2 year program, if you have work experience, companies might give you a slightly higher package versus if you're a fresher, because they also value your experience, right? So if you have experience, you'll be at par with the 1 year program if you have minimum of 2 years. And if you are a fresher, then you will be at close to 9 lakhs is what, it'll range between 8 to maybe 10, but 9 is where the median is as well. So and that's how we calculate the average. So whether it's an average or the median, it's the same for us. Unlike other business schools that have many different ways, you can come and audit our placement data anytime. You can talk to a current batch student and get the actual facts, right? Again, almost 60% of the batch is currently placed in the 2 year program. We have a convocation end of April, and our plan is to place almost 90% of the batch by then, even during this pandemic year. And we are very, very confident of doing that across campuses. On the internship side, things are even more promising. Almost 95% of the class has now got internships. And these internships are in wonderful areas with excellent companies. Our highest offer is from Procter and Gamble. They have given a stipend this year of 1.2 lakhs to students here at this campus. There are many amazing opportunities, but and these are not regular internships, right? So they are internships that have a focus around innovation, around design thinking, and there are a lot of very, very exciting companies, right? And so we don't. So the other thing is that I think someone's asking a question around duration of internship. The duration is almost on average 2 months, but it varies between 7 to 12 weeks depending on the company, right? There's some companies that will also want students for 3 months, and we are open to that because classes end of April, and your next year starts sometime in July, so middle of July. So you do have that time, even if you have to spend 12 weeks during the program. I would quickly like to talk about the scholarships. So the way the way the scholarship committee works is unlike other schools, that would, you know, have a lot of scholarships. We have a limited number of scholarships, but what we also believe is that if a student is needy, right? So if a student requires a scholarship and he has the academic background and he has a promising career ahead, we would go out of our way to ensure that the student joins us. So whether it is getting him the financial loan that is required, whether it is supporting him in any way possible, including giving financial aid during the program, right? Because we believe that financial aid is not the only reason why a student should not be looking at soil. So if and we have a lot of wonderful scholarships. We have scholarships for wards of family members of farmers' children who are working in the agriculture industry. We have wards of defense students. We have, if your family income is less than 5 lakhs, we have special scholarships for that. And I can tell you this, that there is no student who has said that he cannot afford the program and and soil has let him or her leave the program, right? We have gone out of our way to support the student, and we continue to do that in any way possible. So if you are academically strong, if you have a requirement for financial aid, and if you're not able to afford the program, we will go out of our way to support you. I mean, this commitment is there from soil side, and it's there through the 2 years that you study with us, right? Um, I would like Vidya to also, Dr. Iyer to also talk a little bit about the how we prepare students for placements and internships, right? Because a lot of you would, you know, be interested to know about. Okay, it's fine that you're getting so many good companies, but how are students getting prepared? What is the, you know, how, what is the training calendar, right? Right now, I don't know anything. I don't know how to interview. I don't know how to write a resume. You can't just go and put me in front of a company. You have to tell me how you're going to prepare me these 2 years. So, I'll let Dr. Iyer talk a little bit about that, and I'll also step in later to give you a little more examples around how we do that. So over to you.
Yes, thanks again. So, when you join the B school, we are aware that some of you come with some experience, but many of you come as freshers, especially since this is a 2-year program that we are focusing right now. In this 2-year program, when you join as a student, the first thing that you get to do once you go through this, orientation time, alongside certain courses that you do, we also put you through an exercise out of which you develop your individual development plan. Okay, so this exercise is pretty intense to the extent that every student is put through in small groups to observe group behavior and in individual panel interviews to understand individual learning abilities. And our framework of evaluating where you stand on that day is the learning agility framework. And based on that, then every student decides to have an individual development plan. This plan, again, now this is the stepping stone for your development journey besides the academic journey. Each student is allocated mentors. Initially, you have mentors from within, the faculty mentors, with whom you sit and craft your development plan. That in the next 1 month you do this, your 2 months you do this. You are not so outgoing. You wish that you want to mingle with people easily. You want to get some confidence in talking to people, or the way you articulate, or you just confused as to what you want to do as specializations. There is a mentor who has industry research experience as well as academic experience. You can go, you can check out on, you can ask for help, you can ask for guidance. And then once the individual plan is crafted, then in a month or two you are also associated with an external mentor. And this is uniqueness. We have a lot of companies with whom we connect, and we have a list of mentors who are willing to guide our students from the industry perspective. So you now have two inputs, the internal mentor and the external mentor, one more from the academic development side and another from the industry perspective side. Both together try and raise you, literally nurture you from one point to another and help your development journey. And once you get into the course, get a hang of the pressure situations of completing multiple tasks and so on and so forth, we then have Academy Intensive Week, where Sahil just a while ago mentioned that you will all be in academies of choice. So we have two Academy Intensive Weeks in the first year, that after the first term, that is the first 3 months, the last year we had about 20 odd academy intensive week speakers from industry. And believe you me, it's an online thing that we had, and we had wonderful participation. And the industry speakers, more than the students, were happy that the students came so forward, approached them, got them onto the week on the schedule, interacted, got to learn deeper. And we had the second part of it, which was even more enriching because the students dived deep into certain areas, and then picked up case studies, picked up project work, picked up Harvard School case studies, went deeper, and came up with learning. So we don't essentially stop you in the class, we
Yeah.
groom you in multiple ways.
Sure. I'll just step in for a quick second. So the
Sure.
Academy intensive weeks are, is this amazing week opportunity that we provide to all our students, wherein we get young managers, not necessarily leaders, but young managers who have just completed their MBA maybe a few years back, and they are, working in organizations in, new roles in leadership, right? So this gives students an experience of what to expect immediately after leaving business school. So we have both experiences where we have leaders coming to the business school, but we also have recent graduates, and those recent graduates come during the academy intensive week. And these recent graduates would have typically 2 3 years of experience. They will talk about if they are working in marketing, what's the kind of work they are doing, and then for students to learn from that, and say that, hey, this is a company that's a great company, this is a role that I want to do. And then you can ask this young MBA pass out about all the questions you have about their immediate journey, right? So this is like a very, very immediate opportunity for all the participants. So again, an amazing opportunity. Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah, so I was just coming to tell them that, this is on one side developing you, on the other side, personal attention on crafting your CV. I'm just seeing a few questions saying I'm an engineer, I'm a non-engineer, and so on and so forth. So seeing who you are, we try and craft a CV which represents you the best, right? And we integrate that with what kind of curriculum choices you have, what kind of elective choices you want, what's your personality. Basically, we believe that you should be able to be doing justice to your personality. So we put together that CV which represents you, prepare you for your internship in the first year, at the end of the first year. So while you're in the first year, the term 2 and 3 are very intensive preparations for your internship. Term 2 for getting selected into internships, term 3 for being able to get in and do a good internship. Because a good internship is half the journey well done in an MBA. Because if you can either crack a PP or at least enrich so much that you make good for anything else that you've not done before, and your skills are well rounded. So this is a journey, part one, till your internship. And when you come back, then it's like polishing. We put you through again all those mock interviews, mock sessions, video series. We're even going to the extent of asking people to take certain automated tests so that you get a first-hand feel of how automated tests happen in the industry. So those activities, or an overall, every student literally does about 180 general hours of career development and almost 250 hours. Believe me, I'm a mentor as well here, and you have students asking you certain kind of questions just before the interview. Just give them that last touch and they're good to go, just cross the line that side. So I think our career development is a very well thought through, with elements that complement what the student does in class but are uniquely necessary for every student to portray who you are to a recruiter. So we're not going to just tell you that we offer placement support, we also offer support to get placed in terms of developing your personality. So I think that much that I would want to do. I would not want to overly emphasize what we do. I think it's for one to experience and learn how it actually impacts you as how we do it. So that's about the student development and the academic side that I wanted to emphasize, as to we don't really say things, but we mean, and we put a lot of thought behind what we develop for the students.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you. So I think now we'll open this up to questions. I see a lot of questions already from a lot of participants who are there. So I think the first question is from Devesh, who's asking us about the impact that the brand name of a B school has on the overall career of a growth of a student, right? And does soil have such an impact with corporate? So Devesh, that's a great question. So obviously, uh, the brand of an institution has a direct impact in the short term, right? But over the long term, the pedagogy and the curriculum of that school will have an impact on your career, right? So, for example, if you go to an IM or if you go to an ISB, over the short term, because of the career opportunity and the kind of companies that come there, you will get the right growth, immediately after passing out, in terms of placement and the opportunities. But over the long term, a school that really shapes you for the future, where you have personal, there's a personal touch, it's like a feeling of being as part of a family, and there's a very, very close involvement in your career success, which is what soil teaches. I think will have a very, very long term impact on your career. You can speak to any of our alumni, and I'm not saying this, and I don't want to give you a list of the alumni. Go on LinkedIn, type in soil, right, on LinkedIn, and you will get a list of maybe 12, 14, 1500 alumni who are all across the globe. Pick up any alumni or a current batch student and pick up a conversation yourself. They will tell you the strengths about the program, on what soil is all about, how their career has progressed, and how do they see soil impacting their lives, right? So your question is very, very pertinent. But also soil now is a 12-year-old school, so any corporate in India knows about soil. We have got, on average, every year more than 100 recruiters to come to our campus. So there almost, over the last 10 years, there would be at least 700, 800 unique companies that already know about soil. Also, the founder and his network of people is all, so it is based on human resources, based on having connects with the industry. And anyone who knows about, a school that teaches inspired learning knows about soil, right? So you will never need to worry. Now, see, IIMs have a certain brand name, right? They are known for the academic excellence. So if you're an engineer, if you got a 99 percentile, then that's a school, right? But there are many other kinds of schools that are known for very, very unique things, right? For example, you can go to MICA to learn about marketing communication. And if you have an interest in Marcom, that's the best school for you. Right? I would say don't come to Soil, don't go to an IIM, go to MICA. If you have an interest in social service, go to the Tata Institute of Social Service, right? Go to TIS. TIS Mumbai has an excellent program. If you have a sense of design, and I mean graphic design, go to a school like NID, go to Srishti in, near Bangalore, right? So go to those kind of schools. But if you want to know about leadership, right, and if you want to really transform yourself, then I would say choose Soil. So we are a very, very unique school, a school that has, teaches business very, very differently. And that's the reason why, and that's the brand name that we have in the industry. And I can assure you that placement wise, we have, one of the best placement records over the, and you can talk to any of our alumni. So coming to more questions, how is the 1 year PGPM different from the 2 year program, and which one of two has better placement prospects? So I'll also quickly just take this question again, Vidya, if that's okay with you.
Yeah, sure, please.
So the 1 year program is meant for students with work experience, right? It's a program that has a very, very high return on investment. You are taking a break from working. You finish your MBA in 1 year versus spending 2 years in a 2 year MBA program. So if you are looking to sort of go through things very, very quickly, looking to work and study with students who have work experience, and looking to get back to work quickly, because you believe that you don't want to give up 2 years of your life, you rather just give up 1 year, and you can start paying back your loan even faster. Then you look at the 1 year program. From a learning design perspective, in the 1 year program you will have almost double the classes that you'll have in the 2 year program in 1 year. So the kind of the number of classes, especially to do with management and subjects, right? So it's a very intensive program. Instead of having regular 3.5, 4 hour classes 4 days a week, you will have 6 hour classes 6 days a week, because you have to cover so many number of subjects and topics in the 1 year. So it's a very high intensive program. It's very similar to an ISB or an INSEAD, and and you will again work with students who have experience. So the conversation that you will have in the class are very different over there. And that program is again focused on leadership, right? Now, in the 1 year program, you also have business leadership, you have HR, and you have analytics as three different programs. In the 2 year program, you have a program that is based on experiential learning, on innovation, and on design thinking, with a very, very strong focus on management, right? So the 2 year program gives you normally more time to sort of, study, more time to learn. And if you're a fresh graduate, or if you have less experience, if you're still wondering what do you want to do in life, right? Whether you want to work in marketing, whether you want to be an entrepreneur, whether you want to do a startup, whether you want to work in in the not-for-profit sector, then I would say the 2 year program is better, because it gives you a lot more time for you to think through. 1 year program has no time. You start and every day is so busy, and before you know it, the 1 year is fully complete, right? You'll obviously get a great placement either of the campuses. You don't have to worry about that from a career perspective. I would say that both the programs are very different, but I think if you are someone less experienced, then definitely the 2 year program. So coming to more questions, will the classes start on campus or online itself? Vidya, would you like to answer that?
Yes, I'm just typing the answer there. I've just written there saying we've already started hybrid mode classes. There are a few students who wanted to be on the campus. They are here in, all those kind of safety things as per the norms. And there are those students who prefer to do it from home still. The provision is there for that as well. So we are on a hybrid mode. Depending on the situation, however it pans, we are prepared for either, right? So we were waiting for the AICT to allow us, and the moment they gave the go ahead, and we started off. So I think that part of the question is the answer is clear for everybody. We are on the go, and we've started the hybrid mode classes. Another question I would like to take is, if you're an engineer and you want to move into finance, what do we do to bring you up to speed? Very interesting question and a very important question. Engineers and other kind of background people from maths and the non-commerce people who wanted to take up finance, they're always given that kind of platform where they upskill and come at par with others in the areas that they wouldn't have studied. So other orientation program, we do have specific courses where we bring all students up to speed at a same plane. We have courses from statistics for the non-math courses. We have courses in accounting for the non-commerce side courses. We have courses in psychology and communication for the students that come from pure technical background who need to hone up their people skills. So there are a bouquet of courses which try and round up a student for taking the full geared courses. So, and besides this, we also have tutorials as per, small groups whenever they need any kind of special attention. So, finance and other area students don't have to feel left out. We do have, courses that will match up and bring you up to speed. Any other question?
Yeah, there are some questions around. I think Shreya is asking a question around the 1 year program and its approvals, and versus a 2 year program, and she has, I think, work experience. So Shreya, to answer your question, purely depends on you, right? But on what program. Like I mentioned, the 1 year program is a very, very fast, and very, very quick program. The 2 year program will give you some more time. The 2 year program is currently AICT approved. Going forward, in a year or two, even the 1 year program will get AICT approval. But right now, as we stand today, the PGDM 2 year program is government approved. So if you're looking for a AICT approval, then yes, the 2 year program. But at the same time, in terms of placement, in terms of industry recognition, there is no problem even going for the 1 year program, right? Because if you're going to be working in the corporate industry for the rest of your life, and if you don't want to do a PhD after this, then then the 1 year program is equally good. Now, the average experience in the 1 year program is approximately 4 years, right? So you have students with 7 8 years, you also have students with 2 years of experience. But the average experience here in the 2 year PGDM is about 18 months. So you have students with up to 3 years of experience, 3.5 years of experience. So this is a very good program. So it's not that you'll have only freshers, but you'll have bright, freshers in this, but you'll also have students with experience. And so you can find, you can find your group. You can find, the people that you like hanging out with. So and like this, you will make multiple friends. The other thing about 2 year program is that you have more students on campus because you have students from both the years studying together. So there's a lot of intermingling between 2 years as well that doesn't happen in the 1 year program, because 1 year program is only the same batch, right? So that's the other difference. But apart from that, there's nothing else. There's a question around HR, right? So
Yeah.
someone's asking a question on HR, and how does the HR path pan out for students? So Vidya, would you like to take that?
Right. There are two questions that I see around HR. Somebody who's done audit also wants to move into HR, that is Sakshi. And there are questions on how careers pan out. Right. So the question is, what you want to do best in life, you should do it. And if you want to do HR, I am an example myself. I don't come from a psychology or an HR background from my schooling, but I picked it up as I went along, did a master's, did all that required me to do, and I'm here. And I come from an HR domain predominantly. So I think it should not be a stopping. If you choose a certain elective, put in all the effort, be sure this is the space you want. And we do have a lot of elective choices which make you a complete professional to take up that profession in full spirit, right from HR analytics, which is the most now in demand course, to the most conventional course of labor laws. We have a full bouquet, a range of courses, which I think completes every HR professional's resume, if I were to say that. And what kind of careers? Yeah, you might be a specialist in either talent acquisition or analytics, if that's your choice. Or you could be a business partner in the HR domain, or what we typically call it as generalist. You could do multiple things. You could be in the comp and ben space, you could be in the performance management space, or you could be a specialist in the training and development space. All these options get opened up for you because there are those stepping stone courses as well as deeper diving courses where you pick up not just the knowledge but also do skill based work so that you are ready for a career in HR. Would it be good to go with the 2 years or 1 year? 1 year is an HR LP, which if you have had an experience and you're sure that HR is the space, you can go, but you'll have to pick up things at a very fast pace. And it's for people who have had a leaning to HR or did some work. For them, it's very easy, but otherwise, there are people who have picked it up very well. There are engineering students who have done very well in the HRLP. And the 2 year program, it's a nice paced course, and it's an AICTE course. It's the course in which most of the big brands would come and pick up students because they know you've done everything in elaborate depth. So the choice is yours. We're not going to allow you to say this is the one course you must pick. We would allow you to see your context in life and then pick up the speed at which you want to, grow and the growth path and trajectory you would like to take. So I think these are my answers.
Thank you. There's another question from someone who has work experience saying, I have 3 years of experience. Someone saying, I'm a fresher, wouldn't impact my placement. So let me assure you, right? Up to 5 years of experience, you will be lying in the average, median, right? So there's no problem at all. If you're a fresher, again, there there are different roles being offered for different kind of students, right? And if you're bright, right, if you might be a fresher but you are academically brilliant, so a company might offer you a higher package compared to people with work experience if if you have that metal in you. And this is true of any B school, right? So in B schools you have students with up to 10 years of experience, and you also have freshers. You take an IM, you take an ISB, you take a Harvard. They're all similar. So whether you are a fresher or you have experience, when it comes to a placement opportunity, it will not affect you at all. Yes, if you have prior work experience, and if you, for example, if you have worked in the IT sector and you apply to an IT job, then you might get some preference, and that is what in all business schools they call lateral placements. But lateral placements happen later on, after the placement week is over in business schools, right? Or the placement. So lateral placements happen later on, almost a month or two after. But if you want to apply to, companies on campus during placement week, you are more than welcome. Your resume will be shortlisted by these companies, and you will be asked to apply, and then you will be interviewing with all these organizations. There is no problem like that. So you have to be very, very open and understand that even if you are a fresher or you have experience, that is what the regular norm of any B school is. So up to 5, 7, 8 year experience, 2 year program is perfect. There is no issue, right? And similarly, but in the 1 year program, if you don't have experience, then you will not get selected. That is where the differentiation is. Because in the 1 year program, they only want, students with experience, and that's a precursor to get in. But 2 year program, we encourage bright, fresh graduates and students with experience to both join the program. And typically, like I mentioned, average experience is about 18 months. So there'll be a lot of students who have experience also, 3, 4, 5 years. And there will be some students who will have, no experience as well, right? So that's how the typical mix goes. So students are asking how many students in the batch. So currently we have a class size of 120 for this incoming batch. Uh, Currently, as we stand today, we are already at 108 enrollments. We will be, we have very few seats left for this coming batch. We are going to be applying to AICT perhaps for another 60 students and another section, but we are not sure whether it will be applicable this year or not. Once the 120 seats fill in, the waitlist system will start, and only if someone withdraws from the program will, we be able to offer admissions. We've had a very, you know, looking at the program design and how, we've delivered even during the pandemic year. There has been a very strong response in the market, and you can check with any of our current batch students. You can go on LinkedIn and type in soil PGDM program. You'll probably get connected to students, get connected one on one. If you are having trouble connecting, reach out to pgdm at soilindia.net. Send us an email, and we will do our best to connect you with both alumni and current batch students. If you have any questions around, you know um, someone was asking scholarships, you can apply for once you enroll in the program. But what we can assure you is that if you are a student who deserves a scholarship, you will definitely get it. We are very generous in that. We try and accommodate as many students as possible. But obviously there's an overall scholarship budget also every year, that is determined by a scholarship committee. There's a separate scholarship committee that sits, so it's not that the admissions or the academic team. There's a industry led scholarship committee that will evaluate the scholarship application, and will process that. So this all starts after the enrollment. So, after you've enrolled after you are selected, after you're enrolled, that's when the scholarship application starts. And currently for the 110 students that have already enrolled, their scholarship process is right now already going on. So they have started filling up the scholarship forms, and the committee will start meeting. So the first scholarship, I think, will be given out by the end of April, and the next slot will be given out by the end of May. So, two is being done in two batches, and all of this will be given. Batch strength of PGDM, like I mentioned, it will be a minimum of 120 and a maximum of 180 students this year. But in all likelihood, it will probably be close to the 120 mark. We'll see if we have a wait list, and if there are students, and if we get permission from AICT to open one more batch, then we might increase it to 180. But right now we are looking at a definite 120.
And there is a question on specialization. So I'll take that. So for your specialization, you will have to choose it after you're 6 months old, after your term 2, right in the term 3, you will be given the offered list of specializations. You could choose whichever area you want. You could go for, as we said earlier, you could go for a major minor combination, or you go for one single major combination as well. And is there a definite size of students? We prefer that we have at least a small good group for good interaction and good learning to happen. So our idea would be to have at least 10% of the class strength. But if in case it's a very good specialization in demand in the market for the recruitment perspective, then we wouldn't mind starting it with smaller groups. But typically, you have 6 months to come, settle, feel the MBA, find your pulse, and then choose what you want to go ahead as your specialization. So that was my answer.
Okay, wonderful. I think there are not many more questions. So at this
Yeah,
point
we're
in
done.
time, we'd probably like to close this webinar. We'd like to invite all of you to come visit us on campus if it's possible. Come speak to us, experience the campus, perhaps attend a hybrid class, where you can participate and talk to the current batch students, and see what they are feeling, the kind of questions that they have, and experience this whole platform that we made for you, right? And we look forward to meeting each one of you, right? Our program starts in July. We are very excited about having a full batch, and having almost close to 200 students with the first and the 2 year, second year students on campus. And I think it's going to be very exciting, because in a new institution, there's a very strong connect. It's almost like a family, right? Because every student knows you. And this is a foundation years. And over the next so many years, you will always think of your alma mater and come back to us talking about your accolades in the industry and all the awards that you win. So, being the first few batches, we are all very generous in our support to each one of you. So we look forward to, perhaps seeing you on campus very soon, and, having you in this new class. So look forward to meeting with, each one of you very soon. So thank you for your time today. Thank you.
Thank you all. Stay well, stay safe, and see you soon.